Salvete! Hello dear Latinists, welcome to another video. In this video I'd like to continue the perfect tense. Now we've already looked at the first, second and fourth conjugations. Should we just recap a moment? The perfect tense, hopefully you'll remember, is used to express a completed action in the past. Indeed, perfectum means completed or finished. And so he went, we drank, they saw. An action that's done, it happened. This will be the perfect tense in Latin. Let's take a nice easy first conjugation verb. How about salutare? You remember that one surely. Salutare is to greet, a bit like to salute. How does that work in the perfect tense? Which is to say, I greeted, you greeted, he, she greeted. Well, hopefully you'll remember it goes salutar we with a vi, we, salutar visti, salutar wit, that's he, she, it, vit, salutar vimus, we greeted, salutar vistis, salutar verunt, that verunt is the they form, they greeted. Then we looked at second conjugation, I had, habui, habuisti, habuit, and the fourth conjugation, audire, audivi, audivisti, audiwit. Now let's come to the third, and I left this till the end for a good reason, because it's a little more unpredictable. Not the endings. The endings remain I isti it, imus istis erunt. So that's good. They're uniform throughout the perfect tense. But it's the middle bit that changes with the third conjugation. Quite frequently you get a consonant change in the middle, or something happens with a vowel. They're not too difficult, it just takes a little bit of practice. There isn't necessarily one rule for what happens in the middle of the word. But I will stress once more that the endings I, isti, it are the same as with the other three conjugations. So without further ado, let's take a third conjugation verb and illustrate this point. How about the verb to lead? Can you remember that one? To lead. It begins with a D. I always think of the Duke leading. It's ducere. Duco, ducere, third conjugation. So we know we're going to get I isti it, but it's not duci, ducisti, ducit. The C in the middle changes to an X, and so I led becomes duxi. You duxisti, he, she, duxit. We led, duximus, duxistis, duxerunt. Now, if you know the first person, duxi, then you know them all, because the X will remain throughout all of the persons, and the endings we already know. So let's just do that one more time. I led, it could also mean I have led, you have led, she has led. That's the present perfect in English, slightly different point of view, seen from the point of view of a more recent time, but led or have led. So, duxi, duxisti, duxit, duximus, duxistis, duxerunt. One more time, guys, come on. Duxi, duxisti, duxit, we, duximus, you, duxistis, they, duxerunt. Okay, so you see, same endings, something different happens in the middle. Let's take another one. How about the verb to write? To write. You must remember that, like the scribe. Scribere, scribere, scribo in the first person, I write. So what's going to happen here? We're going to lose the B in the middle, and it becomes scripsi. P.S. Still got the I at the end. I wrote. Scripsi. You wrote? Scripsisti. He, she wrote? Scripsit. Scripsimus. Scripsistis. Scripserunt. You see, so it's quite straightforward. We just have to know what happens in the middle. And a glossary at the end of a textbook or any dictionary, a decent dictionary will tell you, it will give you the scripsi. And then once you have that, you can make the other forms as well. Let's do that one more time. So we're saying, I wrote, you wrote, he, she wrote. Scripsi, scripsisti, scripsit. Scripsimus, scripsistis, scripserunt. So I led was duxi. I wrote or have written scripsi. For example, I have written a book. Librum, scripsi. You have written a letter. Epistulam, scripsisti. You see, so quite easy. We just have to learn them as we come across them, because they're all a little bit different in terms of what happens in the middle of the word. Another one then. Mitto, I send. Mittere. Mitto or mittere. What's going to happen here? We're going to get an S in the middle. And misi. Also, the first I elongates, it's long. So misi. Misi. Misisti. Misit. Misimus. Misistis. Miserunt. Okay, I sent the money. Pecuniam misi. He sent the gold. Aurum misit. One more time. From mettere, to send. Misi, misisti, misit. Misimus, misistis, miserunt. So, I led is duxi. I wrote, have written. Scripsi. And I sent misi. Shall we do a couple more? Not too many, just a couple more. I think we can handle this. What about the verb to buy? This is an interesting one. To buy is emo emere. Again, third conjugation. Emo emere. I buy emo. I bought. This time, not very much changes, apart from the fact that the first vowel elongates. Amy. Amy. So we've got the E at the end. Amisti, you bought. Amit. Now be careful there, because it looks identical to the present tense. Emit, he, she buys, but for the fact that it's a long vowel. Amit, he, she bought. Okay, so you have to be careful there. Emi, amisti, amit. Amimus, amistis, amerunt. Again. Amy, I bought. Amisti, you bought. Amit, he, she bought. Amimus, amistis, amerunt. They bought the togas. Togas, amerunt. We bought the wine. Vinum, amimus. Okay. One more. The verb to do, sometimes also to make, is facere. Facere, first person. Facio in the present. I do. Hoc facio. I do it. I do this. It facio. Past tense. Feci. F-E-C-I. So we've kept the C in the centre this time, the consonant, we've altered the vowel. This is what I meant at the start. They're all just a little bit different. Fakey, I did, I have done. Fakey, fakisti, predictable ending. Fake it, predictable. Fakimus, fakistis, fakerunt. They did, they have done. Again, guys, fakey, fakisti, fake it. Fakimus, fakistis, fakerunt. Hope you're saying these out loud with me one more time. Fakey, fakisti, fake it. Fakimus, fakistis, fakerunt. They did, they have done. So let's just take stock of everything we've covered. I led. Duxi. And remember, if you just learn the first person and you know the endings, I, isti, it, imus, istis, erunt, and you just repeat them like that, so you've got them in your head, then you can you can manipulate the verb to any person, and you know them all. So you just have to learn, when you're learning the verbs, the first person. Duxi, I led. What did we have next? I've forgotten. Write, I wrote. Scripsi, good. Scripsi, I sent. Misi, from the verb mittere. Misi, I sent, I have sent. Bought. Amy, the long E. Amy. Togam Amy, I bought a toga. And I did, I have done, from facio, fakey, with a long E, fakey, fakey, fakisti, fake it. Very good, guys. I hope this is making sense to you. Let's just do a few short sentences, not too many, just to practice this in some kind of context. So, how about, father led the sons, or his sons, we'll just put sons, father led the sons to the forum. Father, subject, led, from ducere, sons, accusative, to the forum. And we'll use ad to mean to. Pater, Philios, ad forum, duxit. Pater, Philios, ad forum, duxit. Well done, if you got that right. Remember, so the bare bones of this is the pater duxit. Father, subject, led. Third person, perfect tense, or has led. Pater duxit. Accusative. Philios, object. Ad forum, place. Let's do another one. I led my friend, the friend, to the tavern, to the inn. Remember that one? Taberna. I led the friend to the tavern. Amicum, accusative. Amicum. Ad tabernam, accusative after ad. Duxi, D-U-X-I. Duxi, I led. You could put an ego at the front if you wanted, but it's not necessary and most likely not used. Ego amicum ad forum duxi. So in the first sentence, father led, pater duxit. This time I led the friend, duxi. Duxi. And it is because the endings for each verb form, each person, are different. That is why you do not necessarily need a pronoun at the start, because the verb makes it absolutely clear. One or two more sentences, guys. What about the master wrote the letter? The master wrote the letter. Master, remember, is dominus. The verb is scribere. In the present tense, it will be scribit. He writes. But I said he wrote. Remember what happens in the middle? The b becomes ps. Dominus epistulam scripsit. Scripsit. Dominus epistulam scripsit. Well done if you got that right. Dominus epistulam scripsit. What about the master? Sent with mittere, the money, accusative, to the friend. And we'll use ad, meaning to, with an accusative. The master sent the money to the friend. Dominus, subject. Pecuniam, accusative object. Dominus pecuniam ad amicum misit, with an S in the middle. Dominus pecuniam ad amicum misit. Okay, and perhaps one last one. What about the mistress bought the wine? Wine is neuter. The mistress, domina, bought or has bought even the wine, using the verb emere. Domina vinum amit, with a long E at the start. Domina vinum amit. I didn't buy the wine. Vinum non ami. Ego vinum non ami. I never bought the wine. Vinum numquam ami. Okay, guys, so I hope that has been helpful. We'll do a few more of these, but it is just a question, really. Once you know the endings, I isti it, imus istis erunt, of just making a note as and when you come across these new verbs of what happens in the middle for the first person, and it's going to happen for all the other persons. So not too difficult, you just become familiar with them as you go along. Well done, everybody, on this video. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video coming very soon. Walete.